BRICS is the acronym given to the association of the main current emerging economies, which are Brazil, India, Russia, China, and South Africa. These fast-growing economies created an economic institution called New Development Bank in 2014. This is a cooperation tool which aims at assisting financially the members of the BRICS for both public and private projects in the line of sustainable development. Each country's power is equal to the share subscribed in the capital stock of the bank. The New Development Bank has 5 main functions. The first one is to utilize resources at its disposal to support infrastructure and sustainable development projects, public or private, in the BRICS and other emerging market economies and developing countries, through the provision of loans, guarantees, equity participation, and other financial instruments. The second one is to cooperate, as the bank may deem appropriate within its mandate, with the international organizations as well as national entities, whether public or private, in particular with the international financial institutions and national development banks. The third one is to provide technical assistance for the preparation and implementation of infrastructure and sustainable development projects to be supported by the bank. The fourth one is to support infrastructure and sustainable development projects involving more than one country. And the fifth and final one is to establish or be entrusted with the administration of special funds which are designed to serve its purpose. With this new development bank project, the BRICS want to achieve 3 main objectives. The first one is to promote a more legitimate international system, including advocating reform of the UN Security Council. The second one is that through this new development bank, the BRICS wants also to act as a bridge between developed and developing countries. For example, in the WTO, the BRICS countries are trying to promote a fair order regarding agricultural policies. They are attempting to promote the liberalization of the international economic order to diminish agricultural subsidies in the United States and the European Union, which would make developing countries' agricultural products more competitive. The third and final objective is to form an information sharing and exchange platform that expands beyond economic cooperation to also involve educational, cultural, and environmental engagement. BRICS represent about 40% of the world population, generate approximately 20% of world output, have accounted for 50% of global growth since the end of 2009, and play a crucial role in developing industries dominated by global value chains. The New Development Bank will be the first actual global alternative to the World Bank Group controlled by emerging economies. Thus, the first broad characteristic of this new order will most likely be a shift from the neoliberal policy of the World Bank Group, known as the Washington Consensus, which frames development as economic growth through deregulation, market liberalization, and privatization. Indeed, even if the BRICS benefited from the liberalization of their own markets, and thus they will not challenge the global consensus on a liberal economic order within the New Development Bank, it is also true that the BRICS development included a stronger role of the state and government, allowing stronger regulations and government interventions in the market. Thus, one would expect a new development bank's governance, which will also include the BRICS developmental expertise. Indeed, BRICS could be able to transfer their experiences in health, education, and industrial transformation out of their national contexts and national development banks into the new bank. The New Development Bank is expected to inject fresh thinking into development practice. As the New Development Bank embarks on this journey, it should proactively encourage dialogue with different stakeholders, including civil society actors who could be valuable partners in this process. Through this New Development Bank, the BRICS will also advocate for the interests of the middle powers on global forum. So, as the Washington Post says, they will determine whether the developing world has finally found a viable alternative to Bretton Woods.